Hi, welcome to another tutorial, and this is our flagship, which is called well, it's called like that because that XFCE OpenBox i3 and everything is just working out of the box. The ArcoLinux DISO is the minimal one where everything needs to be figured out, and ArcoLinux B are the builds. You build it yourself or you download it and you choose some kind of 20 desktops to choose from. So here we have a three-party XFCE OpenBox and i3. The video is not about any of that. The video is something that is a result of, and this is the best tip I can give you, Arch Wiki something, right? And we just made some videos about Snap. And if you go to Arch Wiki Snap, there is to the right also an article about Flatpak. Maybe you came across that already. If you type software on our flagship, right? Not the B, not the D, on our flagship, we provide you an easy way to learn about Linux and Linux, well, packages, because it's all new, right? What should I use for communications, graphics, game, developer, utilities, add-on, productivity? What's this here? Darktable. So some, ads, let's say, but it's not really an ad, but some tips, okay, to use for instance, this one, right? I don't know what this is. Fondo, find the most fun, beautiful wallpaper. So you might already be triggered and your mind says, oh, I'm gonna investigate this. This looks cool. And it's just simple button. Now, the thing is, this system that I've installed, the ArcoLinux flagship, when you go through Calamares, you can install a lot. And by way of testing, we always do that, we just install everything possible, right? Which results in a video that I've made. I think it's YouTube 1700. I thought that this would be great to have a video showing all the software you can have. So in this video, no thanks. In this video, it's really showing everything. Yeah, an advertisement that's necessary, of course. There is no ad blocks installed here. Skip ads, right? So this is what I'm showing in this video, number 1700, is actually the system I'm on, right? So all the software that Calamares provides is in here. I've installed Steam, and Fishing Planet is installed as well, and I've installed more, right? Like Speed Dreams is here, Trackmania is here from prior videos, 1706 or 7, right? Now, Flatpak, back to the job at hand. Flatpak, if we do Ctrl-T, I install lots of things here, and I see here something that's maybe strange, right? This is 2046 Pacman, it's around 50 gigabytes I have now on my 500 gigabytes, so 10% is on there, the rest is just blank. And I can get my personal stuff in if I want, right? It's all in the cloud, that's the way to go. And I have 9 Flatpaks, so it seems. That's NeoFetch, that reports it. Flatpak is mentioned here as well. Software, Flatpak. 2 packages installed, he says. And voila, that's it, right? Just showing you that we have 2 ways to know to learn about Flatpak. My FlatHub and Flatpak, both of them are important. So Ctrl-G, I've closed that one. So we started in Snap, we made videos about Snap, and we installed Trackmania by it, but here is something else. So another page. What you Google, Arch Wiki Flatpak, right? And then you can go and read more gradually. Applications running sandboxed on Linux. Sandbox, managing applications, runtime, built, distributed independently. So Ubuntu, Solus should work everywhere, right? Independently from whatever you are. And uses OS3 to deploy data, and that's all cool. We don't care what it deploys. Does it work? All right? So because I decided inside Calamares get me everything that there was, right? Flatpak is already installed, but let's assume it's not. So if you're on ArcoLinux D, if you're on ArcoLinux, because that's phase 5 in our learning phase, you actually need to tell it, install me Flatpak. Right, it all depends. Lego blocks, dependencies, right? If you install package A, will get also B and C and D. That's a dependency, the B, C, D. All right, so yeah, why not? Install it again. Everything is cool, fine. And then you read on. You want to build packages? No, not right now, right? So that's a no-go for us. It seems I have an update. And we can keep on adding repositories. Maybe it's also a good thing to read here. Add repository, delete repository, list repository. I've been playing around with it already a little bit. Managing runtimes, applications, search more, list all available, install runtime, list install, run applications, update the runtime. So take a look what's in here and grab what you want, right? Get what you want. But the Flatpak package, of course, needs to be installed. Now, let's start here in the beginning. So you can add remote Flatpak repositories, and this basically I can show you, but I'm not going to do it again. It's already copy pasted prior to this video. So Control C and Control Shift V, and then an enter. Maybe he says it's double. Let's have a look. No, it just adds it. And then we can ask for a list, I suppose. Flatpak, I've seen that somewhere. So this is what is possible. I type Flatpak space tab tab. I have here the word list. And I don't need any system and any Arch wiki. I have my own, well, choices. There is the man Flatpak you can read. Often it's not very well known. There's lots of information on your computer. You don't need the internet. And Flatpak -- help is also an interesting one always. Doesn't matter what I type. It could be neofetch, any package out there -- help, and man neofetch, and read. Okay. Flatpak help, manage report repositories, nicely put together. So about permissions, about file access, running application, run, override, make current, enter PS, kill. Maybe a good thing. You can install something, you can uninstall something. You can try to repair it if necessary. And that's more than ArchWiki can provide, right? There was no reference here. Control find, repair. It's not in here. Repairing packages is in here. So it's great, ArchWiki. It's also super complex from time to time, right? But you have to get from here what you need, basically. That's, I think. So, Flatpak lists. It seems to be, I have now 2 VA APIs, but it's a different version. So that's okay. Doesn't seem to be a problem in the sense that I do not have any doubles, right? Let's try again. Intel, yeah, okay. So that's what I have at this particular moment. You might have something different. And if you want to add something, if you see something in your computer that you don't have, I guess, right, I'm guessing, you need to list all available runtime and applications. Where was it again? Add a repository, right? Flatpak, remote add, and then the name and then the location. So the name and the location, that's what I would do. I'm gonna always test, right? And then remote, don't start typing everything, use the tab, and then /. It's not gonna work, I think. I know why it's there, but let's see what happens. And I know as well. Oh, look at that. I had to be sudo for that. Okay, some verification that it requires. Let's see if this is better than already exists. That's better. That's a normal message, right? So the line that I want to add is there. But basically what we found out, this is the name and this is the location. All right, and we can go through all of them, but that would be overkill. We can delete things, which we're not gonna do. Remote Flatpak remotes might be interesting. Okay, newsflash and FlatHub. So FlatHub is coming from here. I copy pasted this. Control C, Control Shift V. List all available runtimes and applications. This is gonna be a bunch, I think. But remote, you need to, give it a name, right? So I can copy paste here, but remote is just a variable which I need to type to change, and FlatHub, for example. All right, FlatHub, FlatHub, FlatHub. What's FlatHub? Let's go up here. You need to follow and read it through. FlatHub repository. Okay, what's this? Apps for Linux right here. Welcome to FlatHub, the home of hundreds of apps, etc., etc. Right, quick setup, browse the apps. I don't know, never clicked here actually. Okay, ArcoLinux. Yeah, that's exactly what we did. Right, to complete the setup, restart your system. I have already rebooted 3-4 times today, so that's okay. Oops, it's gone. Control Shift T, and I'm back. So applications. Now, as a general rule, right? As a general rule, you install things from ArcoLinux. Sudo pacman -s. You see the icon of Firefox. We do not need snap Flatpak. We don't need it. It's an ArcoLinux. So the first thing you do is get software from ArcoLinux. It's the fastest way, cleanest way. It's part of the ecosystem. It's pacman, right? Second thing, it's coming from -s Spotify. It's coming from, us, right? Let's move you here. Second thing is we have over 130 packages already, I think, already built for you. So ArcoLinux does not build them. They're on AUR, which is called Arch User Repository. AUR, ArcoLinux. The treasure of ArcoLinux is the fact there are lots of people who work for nothing, volunteers who make packages. Well, no, Eric, not packages, package builds. And that's the difference. A package build means you get a recipe, but you still have to cook it yourself. You have to get the eggs, the meat and everything, the sauce, salt. You have to make it yourself, which takes longer. So Spotify is coming from AUR, and we cooked it for you. We've built it for you, right? That's what it says, package build. That's probably, no typo, okay. I thought I saw a typo here. So lots of things concerning Spotify, but the application itself has to be in here somewhere. But there is a second page, and it's going to be here. There it is. So Spotify has a package build, and that's it. There is nothing to download. There is no executable, right? Like in Windows, there's an exe or an MSI, and then you click install. No, there is a tar exec as a result if you build this, but look at what technical stuff is needed to get Spotify from. Maybe I should tell you that. Let's have a look. Well, this is actually not coming from Debian. I had hoped maybe to tell you guys this is coming from Debian. It's coming from Spotify itself. So the URL, the resource, the source is actually not Debian or Red Hat or GitHub's. It can be all of those, but it's coming from Spotify itself. And it's gonna be a Debian, right? So we start with a Debian file. It's gonna be extracted, a lot of things gonna be due. We're gonna extract our package, really like cooking, right? And you're gonna put this there, gonna prepare this, we're gonna make the package, and for this, for that, make directory, move this, and we're gonna make a link, etc., etc. Right? And that's AWAR. Now we've built it for you, which means this is how long it takes to install Spotify. Done. That's not the case if you do a yay -s Spotify. If you can still do that, right? You can still say, no, I guess not, -s, so no s, just Spotify. Look for the number, so it's number 6. And if you do it like this, it's gonna take a little bit longer. And we need even to import keys, which is for most people a problem. And for me too. Bam. I'm already out. So I need to fix my GPG problem again. So it's gonna take anyway, just saying that if you build it on via AUR, it's gonna take long. Then, if you can't install it with ArchLinux, if you can't install it with ArcoLinux, right? So here you have it. If you can't install it with ArchLinux, if you can't install it with ArcoLinux, then you go and have a look at AUR. But sometimes there is nothing, right? We did sudo pacman. No, let's do a yay streamio a few videos back. This happened. Oh my god. This is not in our treasure. Streamio does not exist, right? And like the game we installed is called Trackmania something else, right? Games, here it is. Trackmania Nations Forever. But let's just do Trackmania. Does that exist? Can we install it on ArchLinux, ArcoLinux? No, we can't. And then it makes sense for me then, if it's not available on ArchLinux, on ArcoLinux, on AUR, then for me it makes sense to go to a Flatpak and look for it. What application am I missing, right? Now Trackmania is not in here, I think. Voila, never looked for it. It's not on Flatpak. It's actually on the other one, on Snapcraft, I think it's called. Snapcraft.io, right? Trackmania. And that's in another video that we have explained that. Okay. This one I don't have yet, right? We have found 2 snaps. So click. This is what I need. Control T, Control Shift V, enter, password, done. Will be installed. Quick, right? Flatpak. Search results. Edit the choice. So we have color picker, lollipop, and then you have the reflex. Lollipop, I think we can just install lollipop with yay. No, even with sudo pacman -s, it's coming from community ArchLinux, which means sudo pacman -s will do just fine. Remember why I often use the yay is because it just gives it along, right? It's just a wrapper, they call it. And yay is passing the package to pacman. So everything is fine and the system knows that particular package is installed there. And you can uninstall it afterwards. Okay. So when do you install it? In my eyes, that's personal opinion, of course. If I can't find it on ArchLinux, if I can't find it in ArcoLinux, if I can't find it on AUR, and I still want it badly, it's gonna be either here or it's gonna be here. But we're explaining now the Flatpak. So what I have, which is actually a bad example, what I tried out before is Newsflash. I've installed this particular package. So Newsflash. Now, like I said, it's against my principles or workflow or whatever, right? F12, yay, Newsflash. It exists. It's just number 1, run and install, right? Newsflash is good to go from AUR. So that would be my first choice. But let's go for a Newsflash from here. and you do just a click, install, you get a file, you double click the file, it actually opens up GNOME software, right? If not installed, installed GNOME software, and it launches your, well, the rest of your story, right? Because it's a file, you download it, I downloaded it twice already, and all you need to do is click. Launch. Well, okay guys, first install, then launch, right? So this is the third attempt to make the video, so it looks a little bit different now. But basically I just added a plus to the system and feed, and I added https ericdubois.be. You see it up here later on. Linux, I can't click here. Yeah, I can click here. It's gone now. So let's add https ArcoLinux. If you don't know what that is, RSS, then you're missing out, right? RSS is really simple syndication, I think. RSS, really simple syndication, right? And read all about it. It's a way to either you visit 100, 200 websites where your interest is, or you have a software package that gathers all the latest, newest articles from all those 200 in one place. Right? That's easier, right? Sounds easier. So you make your own journal, basically. You make your own, well, collection of things you want to check out. We make a category, and ArcoLinux would be a great name to have that. Voila, wait for it. Let's have a look at Eric Dubois already. So you can have, if you make it a little bit bigger. So this is Newsflash, and the latest article I've written on Eric Dubois is that, then that, then that, then that. And you can just quickly glance at the new things. And these guys I've not read yet. So it's still black, which means I didn't look at it, right? So I can click and keep on reading. But ArcoLinux is there as well now, ArcoLinux info. It takes some time for everything to propagate, and as you see, it's here. It will get there. And here's the news from NPR, climate change closes, etc. Halt the campaign, pandemic, etc., etc. Okay, I thought it's a squirrel, but it's a dog. So, hey, what's that? No, it's just a dog, Eric. So, RSS, we've installed it with Flatpak, right? And we can also uninstall Flatpak. Let's try that too. So, we could go, let's have a look, because this seems to be a little trouble in the sense that, let's try it again, third video, like I said. So playing around with all these settings. So Newsflash, he knows it's installed, okay. And then we get remove. Oh, it works, great, right? It depends, sometimes it says can't remove. And then of course, we are smart. We just go through Flatpak, Control Find, Remove. And then you go ahead and you go jump from remove to remove. Nah, not really. But you can actually remove things, run things, uninstall. Voila. Uninstall is the correct word. We had to Google here, right? Uninstall. Oop, uninstall. And then already you see uninstall a runtime application. So we could have typed it Flatpak uninstall Newsflash. But I guess it's better not to mix these things and start from software, from the application, right? Software, and do your thing here. It doesn't matter where it's coming from, because software repositories, he knows. He's loading up FlatHub, and this is your Newsflash, right? Homeeric.com Newsflash. Okay, he has added that. So I don't know if we can find an example where it does not exist on Yay, and it does exist on FlatHub, but that's basically why we do it. Xonotic works. It's on our system already, HWars is there already on ArcoLinux. There is no one who will get this. Then just type sudo pacman-s HWars. They will start typing Xonotic, right? Xonotic and Xonotic data, both of them. And there have the game, right? The game is here in games. It's already installed. So we don't need Flatpak, FlatHub, and we don't need Snapcraft per se. But it's a good thing to know that it exists. If you can't find what you're looking for, it's here. Clementine, sudo pacman-s Clementine, and so on. Lots of things like Handbrake you probably know as well, or media info. But there's so much out there, and not everything is on the AUR or on ArcoLinux. Alright, have fun with Flatpak and with Snap. Both of them are quite interesting. Alright, cheers.